what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Love Wife Podcast. I'm your co-host, Shanese and Matt.
And I am Matt. Welcome back, episode 10.
Yes, episode oh my goodness, episode 10. But before we start this podcast, I just want to say I have on my scrubs today, so this is showing proof that I have been to Walmart in the past.
Right, but my thing was that she couldn't say when she went.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The point is that I've been there. But no, in all honesty, I got my scrubs on, y'all. I just got done working and whatnot. So, this is support. You know what I'm saying? It's because I love y'all. We here right now.
Yeah, I mean, it took us a while to get to 10, but
we here.
Yeah, we here. And so I got to find a Love Jones segment because I actually got a Love Jones segment this week.
What is it?
It's a quote. It's a quote. As soon as
you can see, y'all, he wasn't prepared. I came ready. I literally pulled in the driveway, came upstairs, and sat down, and we started recording.
Okay. So the Love Jones quote, Jesus, goes, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. So I read it again. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage.
By loving someone deeply gives you courage.
Mm-hmm. So what it's basically saying is that when you're loved by people, it gives you strength. And loving others gives you courage. That's basically what it's saying.
Loving others gives you courage because you're getting courage to love someone. I think I'm thinking too deep into this.
It was a little strange for me because I think that like love takes courage.
Yeah, I think that's why it's hard for me to grasp.
Yeah, and like what the quote is saying is that like once you love, that gives you courage. But in my mind, I'm thinking like in order to love, you need to have courage to love because that's a risk.
Yeah, I mean, I like the quote. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just like confusing for me to grasp.
Yeah, but the part about like receiving love gives you strength, I agree with that because like when you think about like, you know, the people that you are like your family, friends, all that, like when they show you support and things like that, you know, it helps with giving you the confidence to go out and do things.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess in that aspect too. Yeah.
But I would say with the other part of it, like I think courage comes before
you have
giving
to,
love.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love someone else. But the courage of you loving yourself helps you have the courage to tell someone else that you love them. That sounds like a real tongue twister just now.
Yeah. So you know, I wanted to start with you know, a couple of weeks ago, B.Simone, she's like I don't know how to label her. She's like an Instagram influencer or like comedian, actor, actress. But what she did was she if you haven't saw, she came out and kind of described how like females they make this list of things that they want from guys, but don't meet or match any of the things that they expect. So like they expect the guy to have money, but they don't have money. They expect the guy to have, you know, be in shape, but they not in shape. You know what I mean? Those type of things. So,
like basically like contradicting.
Right. So what she was saying was that like when you're making that list of the type of guy you want, you should also be making a list of the type of woman that guy will need.
Yeah.
And so like she was getting a lot of flack by like saying like it was like misogynistic and
you can only make a list of what a guy needs if you ask. You wouldn't really know what the guy would need. Right. So I feel like you should make a list of the person that you want to be as well for the man that you wish to have.
Yeah. I think that was kind of it though. She was saying that like if you expect him to have money, then on your list of what that
it has to reflect.
For him, it has to reflect.
It has to mirror that in a way.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I think she was getting a lot of flack because people were saying like it was like misogynistic, but I think that guys should do that too. You know what I mean? Like if you a lot of guys are simple, so like for a lot of guys just be like just look good. You know what I'm saying?
For the girl to look good or the guy
for the girl to look good.
Oh, okay.
Like but for guys
look good and smell good.
Yeah, but for guys that are like a bit deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want a girl to have her own, like you don't want to be having to focus on like always paying her bills. Like a girl that got her own, don't worry about guys wanting to pay her bills, things like that. Then you should be in a place where you can do that for yourself as well. So in that sense, I don't think it's misogynistic because for guys, it should be the same way.
See, this is why you should watch Married at First Sight, because the one dude, Chris, on there, he wants. No, listen, guys. Okay, so comment down below if you're watching Married at First Sight right now. And the guy Chris and Paige, like they're a married couple, but he was basically saying that he wants a woman to be submissive. He was saying that he wants her to look good, but then when he got married at first sight, he told the girl that he wasn't attracted to her, had sex with her the first night a couple of times, which this is her fault too. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like. And that's when you know you're dealing with someone that he wants someone to have money like him, but in reality, like I don't know his pockets or anything like that, but still. What I'm basically saying is that like this sometimes men do have, when they're very immature, they have unrealistic expectations about the idea of a woman, of what they want. That's basically where I'm going with this, because I don't want to get too deep. Because he already like rolling his eyes because I had mentioned Married at First Sight.
I just don't think you should be marry anybody at first sight. And I don't understand why there's a show for it, but obviously people love it.
I'm just saying, okay, you're gonna watch one. You're gonna watch 2 episodes. Come on.
I have watched an episode.
No, 2 episodes of this season though. All the other seasons don't matter. This is the most important season because it will really give us a reflection on not our relationship, but on our podcast, different topics to talk about. What don't you guys agree? I feel like comment down below if you agree. Message us.
I feel like the people that are going to agree are going to be a bunch of women. This is one of those shows that guys just will.
Well, guys don't watch a lot of stuff like that, like relationship shows, Bachelorette, all that, or Bachelor, or whatever you call it. They don't watch shows like that.
Just don't marry somebody when you first see them. Don't sign up for a show that has you marry somebody when you first see them. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, just with expectations, man. Like, just whatever expectations you have. I mean, this goes beyond just like romantic relationships, like for friendships, for like family relationships, whatever. Like, whatever expectations you have for someone to treat you, you better be embodying that. Like, you better be representing that, like, within yourself.
That's true. Well, this kind of also brings up another topic too. So my sorority sister had sent me a link to this guy, but he was talking about how basically he was interviewing a girl.
And the video from that we was watching last night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, but the thing is that he asked the girl from like rate yourself from a scale from 1 to 10, and she said a 6, and then he kind of like was like, "You think that you're a 6?" And she was like contradicting herself and was like, "Oh, well, an 8." And he was like, "No, Beyonce's an 8, Rihanna's a 10, even with her forehead and all this stuff." And I was just like, first of all, like the whole rating thing, I personally think is stupid. Like, do you agree with that? Like, I feel like the rating thing is based on your personal preference individually as well as a societal thing. It just makes no sense. Like, the whole rating thing it's stupid.
Like someone rating themselves?
No, and other people. Because he rated her too.
I think it's different, like when you're rating yourself, because I think you're going off of more personal things than anything. I mean, obviously, I guess you're going off of like what you see and what you think is whatever. But
he was like, but then he had mentioned not because of how much money she has, like appearance. And I was just like, you can't, I don't know. It was just confusing to me.
I mean, like attraction is definitely subjective. Like it depends on
the person.
Yeah, the person and what you like. Because you can find some people that just like weird things about people.
Yeah. So I was like, who is this person? But anyway.
Yeah. Like if it's like the same person I was seeing that we were watching like last night, I just think that particular guy is just like
arrogant,
like the epitome of misogynistic. Like you can just tell that like, he's like one of those old school like men have a certain place and women have a certain place type of person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, so and so like things like that, like rating and like because like even for her to even like guess, like second guess, like when he questioned her rating. Like,
or second guess, like that was just one of the parts, but she was second guessing herself a lot because he was causing her to do that.
Right.
He asked her how much she weighed and all, like
right
uncomfortable questions, really.
And so like that talks a lot about like self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a person truly loves themselves, can't nobody make you second guess anything about yourself.
Yeah. It's just like they can have their own opinion about whatever they believe that your answer should be. But if you feel like you a 10, then sis, be that 10. Dude, be that 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's how you feel, like nobody can change that.
Right.
You have to have confidence in yourself in order
Right.
to
And
not feel down on
and
yourself.
I think it gets a little tricky too when you talk about like being in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with self-love. You know what I'm saying? Because like you could be with a partner and they could just be like insecure about themselves.
I feel like everybody has an insecurity about something about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
though.
But then like when you're in a relationship, like how do you help that person that's insecure? You know what I mean? Like you love them, you see every potential in them, and you like are attracted to them, whatever. But that person is still like not feeling themselves like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I know that, like I know that I've struggled with that for a lot of our relationship, where it's like whether my confidence or my self esteem wasn't as high, but like you see me as like the best person in the world, but like if I don't see myself like that, like how is that? I mean, is that even your role to help me with that? Like, is that?
I feel like it's somewhat of a role of mine, but also not a role, because I feel like it's one of those things where it's just I have to give you. I feel like it's my job to give you confirmation, like to tell you like nothing's wrong, or etc. Like talk you through it. But also, I feel like it's also up to you to decide on which route you want to take in that.
Mm.
So I feel like when you're in a relationship, you can only control but so much when it comes to
Right.
the confidence of how someone feels about themselves. Because even me too. I drive you crazy, and you're like, nothing's wrong. Like, why you want to do this or why you want to do that? But I feel like it's one of those things where we just have to come to the realization, like within ourselves, like it's not a problem, it's not an issue,
Right.
and move on from there. But I don't think that it's a responsibility completely to your significant other, but I feel like it's your job to give confirmation to ensure that you're not causing those insecurities.
Right. Like little things, like I guess saying I love you, saying you look nice, like things like that.
Yeah.
Definitely something I had to get better at, because like with being in your own head, like you don't really pay much attention to other people, even those people close to you. So I guess that's also one side effect, I guess, of the insecurities, where I might not be that confirmation for you as much because
you're in your head.
Right.
Yeah. But I feel like the first step is just like realizing that, though, like coming to an understanding and knowing that like it's a problem or it's an issue, and not being completely oblivious towards it. So it shows that you care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, one thing I always say to clients, like 75% of the battle is just understanding that there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's most of the battle for anybody, is understanding that they have a problem. You know what I mean? Whether that's like mental health in a relationship, as long as you can identify that something's wrong, you can focus on how to fix it, what needs to be fixed, work on a plan, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, self-love is definitely important, and just like for like, especially like for like women, because I think like for the most part, men don't really have a problem with confidence. Like some men are just, I think most men are probably too confident.
No, I don't agree with that. I feel like some men that are overly confident are very insecure.
Okay. But they're not letting other people see that. I think women.
But that doesn't mean that the issue is there, though. That means the issue is there. It's just that they're portraying. But that's the thing. Men that are like that think that people don't see it, but we see right through that.
I disagree with that. I don't think people see through that with men.
Women do. Well, I can't speak for all the women out there, but I feel like majority of women can see through it. And then I also feel like some women know it, but they still want attention from that person. So they do stupid things to grab attention to people like that. But I feel like with men, what they do is they lie on a lot of things, or they'll make the other person or their significant other feel wrong about a situation or insecure about another situation on like their appearance, etc., because really they're not happy with themselves. So I disagree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that men are more comfortable with doing that. I don't think you see a lot of women who compensate that much.
What you mean?
Like when women are hurt, they're hurt. Like I don't think there's a lot of women out there who are hurt and try to compensate and act like they're not hurt.
I disagree with that too. Because I feel like it depends on the person. I don't feel like there's like a thing where it's like men or women. I feel like it's a
I feel like it's men or women because society expects men to be tough, and
that's
so
true.
when a man is not showing toughness,
Mm-hmm.
at least in their head, they're they're thinking that everybody thinks I'm weak.
Mm-hmm.
Where a woman doesn't really, for the most part, I'm not saying all. You can never say all in any of these situations.
Mm-hmm.
But I think women, for the most part, with society being okay with them being more vulnerable with their emotions and what's hurting them and how they feel,
It allows them to be more expressive.
expressive or
Mm-hmm.
not really conscious of how that's showing.
I can see that.
Like when men are acting tough, even though they're not tough, like they are perceiving that like if I behave this way, the majority won't think I'm weak. But women don't have that. Like I don't want to appear weak to the world. It's more of like maybe black women in particular, like maybe they feel like they need to be stronger because they're not appreciated enough. But like I don't think there's a stigma for women to be vulnerable. Like women can go on social media and cry about whatever and get sympathy.
Oh, but as soon as Tyrese did it,
But if a man do it, he becomes a meme.
remember Tyrese had a nervous breakdown. Everybody was clouding him. Y'all ain't right for that.
Yeah, so like when a man do it, it becomes a meme. So you know
that is true. I mean, I okay. You
so I
winning
mean
some
my
points here.
point in saying all that was just that like for women, like just it's about self love for women. I mean self love for men too, but I think women are less prone to fake it to make it with their emotions and how like what's hurting them and how they feel.
Okay, I agree with you on that.
You know what I mean? But men are fake it till you make it. Like men had a whole house burning down, but be outside trying to pretend like
Cutting the grass.
yeah, it's not happening. You know what I mean? But that's okay. Not for men, but for women, it's okay for you to be like hurt, and it's okay for you to, you know, not be okay. But also the part of that is just to learn how to love yourself. Like don't base that off of these men who a lot of us are insecure and don't know what we want. You know what I mean? And women are easy target. So
do you feel like we that as a society that's something that should be changed when it comes to men and expectations of man up and stuff like that? Like if you had a son, would you raise him to show his emotions?
oh yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Because I think that that makes him a better man for whatever woman he or man that he chooses to be with.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's important. It's important to express that because when you hold it in, nothing. That could be the counselor in me. That could be my bias. But
No, I agree. I agree. Like
when you hold things in, it just don't.
Because then I feel
better.
like if you're holding things in, it kind of messes up your communications in all different levels and aspects of your life when you think about it. Like if you're dealing with a teacher and something's wrong with the teacher or something happened, you're too afraid to say something. Like just little things, it kind of reflects so many different ways.
Right. Right. And so, you know, the other thing I wanted to talk about is just like loyalty. Like loyalty in a relationship, loyalty in a friendship, and like how important that is to me at least. You know, I just want to give like what's your thoughts on like what do you think loyalty is and like how important do you think it is?
I think it's real important. I feel like loyalty is just be there. Like be there, be present, like check in, see, like I might not talk to all my friends every single day, but I will text you and I will say like, are you good? Like, how's it going? You know, just to make sure you breathe in, make sure you good. Like, oh, how are you really doing? Like, don't give me that generic, oh, I'm in good. How about you? Like, no, like what's really good, you know?
And see, that's the thing with me. Like, I don't really give people a chance when it comes to that. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, because loyalty to me is like being honest.
Yeah. You know, be honest, so, be there, be present.
So like a lot of times, like anybody that I've ever fell out with, there was a point where I felt like that person wasn't honest with me. You know, and like that kind of
When you
cuts
say
into.
fell out, you mean like that you just don't talk to them no more, or you just like y'all just going y'all separate ways, or it's just like no, we not.
I don't talk to them no more.
Okay.
Because some of those people still try to like reach out, and
You ignore them. You ain't right.
because there was a point in time where it's like
That you used to be the person to reach out to them all the time, but they would start ignoring you.
that's some of it, but the other part was just like lying. You know what I mean? Like, because loyalty to me is like I can trust your word. I can trust you. Because like if you lie about something stupid, I have to question like, what else are you gonna lie about?
I hate that. Like, don't lie. Don't do the petty lies. Like, what you lying for?
You know what I mean? So like, a lot of people that I fell out with, it became because like a lie, like it was something stupid. So like I could no longer trust you to like even be honest with me. You feel what I'm saying about like what I'm doing wrong or anything like that. So like if you're gonna lie to me about like where you gonna be
The
at,
small things. It's like how do you expect our friendship to even grow if you just can lie to me about anything?
yeah. And like a lot of times, like especially like when you coming from like the type of communities we come from, you know, low income communities, like not a lot of like growing up with not a lot of money and like just in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those things become life and death. Like, and while it may not be
your perspective on it is completely different.
Yeah, so like while it may not be applicable now, like it may not be life or death now, I still have that like trained in me to like, this person is moving funny, so I got to stay away from this person.
They moving funny
because if something happens, because my mind is like if something happens, like it's a serious situation.
It could have been avoided.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I trust you in that situation?
Yeah.
Like I got to trust you with my life, in my mind, and how I'm thinking. I understand like it's not necessary in every situation, but that's just how my mind is like trained.
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to loyalty, I'm very like sensitive to people. Like I'm very sensitive. I'm gonna say it what it is. I'm very sensitive to people's spirits. Like if you rub me wrong, I just automatically distance myself from you. It's not even, we won't have to fall out. It's not even, it's just like,
yeah.
And I would still speak. I would still respect you. You reach out to me, ask me questions, and I would still give you an answer. But in regards you being in my space, I'm real sensitive about my space. I protect my space by any means necessary.
Yeah, Shanice is better than me in that though. Because I literally won't talk to people. I don't talk to people as it is. Like, so if you rub me the wrong way,
we're complete opposites, y'all. We are complete opposites.
So if you rub me the wrong way, like you won't even get a conversation out of me.
Yeah, he won't. He would just sit there and look at you like you crazy. It's so mean.
Because it's just simple to me. Like,
yeah, for you it's just like whatever. But for me, like I'm very, like I said, I'm the empath in me. Like I'm very sensitive to people's spirits. So for me, it's just like I'm just gonna like I'm gonna speak, say like hey, but that I'm not gonna like sit there and we ain't gonna be kikiing. I ain't doing that because that's where I draw the line, because at that point it's just fake, and I just can't be fake. Period. Like I don't know how to. So for me, it's just more of like I'm just protecting my aura. You know, I'm just.
And like I don't think you could gain loyalty back. Like I think like once you lose that, for me at least, like once you lose it, like it's nothing that could come back.
I agree with that. I feel the same way. You know what I mean? But I haven't really been burnt or anything like that by anyone. Or, well, yes, I have, but I don't even know.
Yeah, but it don't even take that for that's the crazy thing.
I'm like, I don't even know if that even counts. It's just more of me just distancing myself. Yeah. I distance myself from people really easily.
Yeah. You could do something as simple as like lie about where you gonna be at.
Oh, he lied.
You know what I mean?
He is on the non-loyalty list.
That could be something as simple as that, man. Because we adults, man. Like, you don't gotta lie to us. You know what I'm saying?
It's true, though.
We so down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell us the truth as long as it's the truth.
Like, we don't judge.
You know what I mean? Like it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, it was kind of similar to our wedding where it was just like, if you didn't want to come because of coronavirus, like we wasn't going to like disown you or act like you did something bad. It was just like
that would be real like weird.
Yeah, we were understood, but so many people felt like they had to
have an explanation or just lie.
Or wanted us to exclude them from the picture, so they felt better about it. Like, but it's just like, yo, just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like we good. Honesty is the best thing for me.
I feel like when you're not honest though, I feel like it's just like the lack of patience that we don't have. Like I feel like I have a lot of patience, but when people lie to me, I have zero patient.
Yeah, I have no patience to begin with.
Yeah, he has no patience, but I have a lot of patience. No, you do have patience. You have patience. You have patience for people that aren't close to you. Like, you don't have patience for me, but you have patience for everybody else.
I guess. Because I guess what people I don't know, I don't care really. So
I know, but I'm just saying, but you have patience for them. Like, if someone came up to you and asked you a question, like, for example, we can guess the one guy was asking you all these questions. I don't really know what the guy was asking, but he was asking you questions. Usually you wouldn't even give this guy time of day, but you was actually having a whole little folk. That's patience.
I wasn't having a conversation with him, but
Sorta.
throughout that whole time, I was definitely gauging to see like what he was on. Like, it wasn't just like it was a loose conversation.
Yeah, y'all. Meanwhile, I unlocked the door. I had halfway foot out because I was ready to roll up on him. I'm very protective about mine. Okay.
She wasn't about to do nothing.
Oh, lies.
She wasn't about to do nothing.
Then you don't know your wife.
Thank you all for listening and watching the Love Wire podcast. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. See you next week. Peace.